Hello and welcome back to the ClickUp beginner series. Today I'm going to be talking about setting up ClickApps, which are essentially like built-in little widgets for ClickUp, which you can have on or off depending on what you want to have available to you, right? So I'm going to go through exactly what to do with this. If you listened to my last video, I was talking about the notifications. These ClickApps are also super important to be able to turn on or off right from the beginning. Again, everyone has their defaults, the system defaults, right? But you can go ahead and turn them on and off as you see fit. So today I'm going to jump right into there. Before I jump into that, I'm Carolee, an operations specialist. I actually work with solopreneurs and six-figure CEOs with a team to be able to streamline their business. And one of the ways I do that is with ClickUp. And so super excited to be able to do this. If you haven't watched some of the other videos, tutorials, go ahead and take a look at those, especially if you're just getting started or trying to figure out if ClickUp is for you. It can be overwhelming at first, but it doesn't have to be when it's broke down into bite-sized steps. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into sharing all of this with you today, where we're going to customize our ClickApps. Okay, so you're inside of your workspace, and up here where it has the name of your workspace, we're in the demo space today to not make it overwhelming for you. And you're going to come down here and you're going to click on apps and then ClickApps. Okay, so these are going to be your ClickApps. These ones are the ones that are available inside of every workspace. Some of these might only be available on certain plans. This is the free plan. So if it lets me do it here in the free plan, it will let you do it in your free plan or any higher. Right? I personally have the business plan. Absolutely love it. Don't regret investing in that one. So if you are wanting AI, now AI might cost you. You might have a free trial, whatever it is. I do not personally use AI, so we're just going to turn it off. You can have automation. Yes, I love automations. When something changes, it automatically does this. I use this in my podcast workflows all the time. So I definitely want automation turned on. Then you can have chat. Chat here inside of ClickUp is a newer feature depending on when you're listening to this. I should say it works kind of like Slack. Okay, I really like it. We're going to turn it on. But it says currently that it's at capacity, so it's going to let me know when I'm ready. But I don't actually need it since this is the demo space, but it will allow you to basically set things up like you can in Slack, which is cool. Then you can have your like record and share. Personally, I still use Loom. I love Loom, but you can also use this inside of ClickUp right here. Yes, you can send this to people that are outside of ClickUp. So it has a public URL, so you can give anyone access. So you can still use these, which is really, really cool. All right. Then you have comment reactions. So do you want to allow people to just like react with an emoji, right? Or do you not? Because like that's totally up to you. I love when we can have people react with just an emoji. Like, you don't have to like tell me words, but they can be like, hey, I got this, or like, hey, I love this, right? Then we have connected search. This means that if you have something connected inside of your ClickUp, it's going to be able to search other things as well. So when you click up here, it's going to be able to search more than just your workspace. So that's kind of really cool. Custom fields. If you haven't checked out the custom fields video tutorial, you absolutely need to do that. But I absolutely love custom fields. But here's the thing. You don't have to have custom fields opened or available in every single one. And so you can actually enable it in the spaces that you want to enable it with. Of course, I have them enabled in all of them. And how do you want them to be sorted? Alphabetical, or do you want to manually sort them? Up to you. There's custom task IDs. This is more advanced. I wouldn't turn this on. I still don't have this turned on in my current workspace. Default private views. This means you can create a private view to you alone and not anyone else can see it that's in your workspace. I don't usually have those on either. Then we have a dependency warning. So warn you before closing tasks that are waiting on tasks. This one's huge if it has a relationship link to it, which is an advanced concept. So don't worry about it if you're like, huh, what is that? Or let's say, for example, the more clear one is does it have subtasks? Are we trying to close the parent task, right? The big task, when it has subtasks attached to it? It's going to have this dependency warning pop up, right? And of course, you can click on learn more on all of these. And it's going to show you. So it looks like I have this turned on in for workspace. We're going to turn on all of them because if I have subtasks that are not completed, I want it to pop up this warning. Now, it's just going to tell you that they're not completed. You can still complete it, but it's going to tell you, like prompt you to make sure that you want to complete it. All right. Same goes here for email. I'm pretty sure that you can have this in the free workspace. I mean, it's turned on. So it looks like you can send and receive emails without leaving ClickUp. So and it'll actually thread it as comments inside of or you can set it up, I should say. You can set it up as threaded replies or just do comments every time someone like replies back to your ClickUp email. Now, if you don't have a paid plan, I guarantee you it's going to say sent with ClickUp or something at the bottom. If you want to learn more, go ahead and click learn more here, but you can have this turned on for however many workspaces you want. And depending on, you might have to pay to have an email connected, depending on what plan you have. But it can be beneficial to have email automatically in there, because then it can just bring that email reply right inside of ClickUp, right inside of whatever you needed. Okay. Now, do you want to make it more fun by being able to use GIFs instead of comments, docs, and descriptions? You can go ahead and turn those on as well. Again, this dependency warning, it warns you before closing tasks that are waiting on tasks, right? The same idea here is it prevents closing tasks with unresolved subtasks, comments, and checklists, okay? So this one's more for like it's waiting on something else, it's waiting on another task, and then there's the incomplete, meaning it's more with the subtask. So I kind of got these two mixed up. I look at them the same way, honestly. I have them both on just in case. All right. And you can also now for this, it can actually bring it up for more specific things. So you want it to definitely pop up when it's incomplete subtasks, things like that. Okay, then we have the lineup. I went over the lineup in one of our home videos. So if you want to check out more on the lineup, but it basically helps you prioritize, add things to the lineup that is kind of like higher priority, and it puts it more in front of your mind. Like, so if you want to have that on, you can absolutely give that turn that on. But you can also assign tasks to your team members that are inside of ClickUp as well. So you can add a task to their lineup, which is kind of cool. Helps them prioritize if they're struggling with that or if something that you really want them to get done. Can tasks have more than one assignee is another one. So if you have people that are multiple people in your workspace, can you have more than one person assigned to them? That's going to be very important if you do have multiple people, to be able to have this turned on so that in all of your workspaces or all of your spaces, not your workspaces, all your spaces. All right, so the next thing here that we have for setting up ClickApps is going to be nested subtasks. So you can have subtasks at all, okay? So how many levels of subtasks do you want them to go? So you have your parent task, then you have the next one down, then you have the next one. Like, how many levels do you want it to go for? And so you get to choose that number. So we're just going to do 3 here. And that's going to be in every space in your workspace. Then we have the not started status group. And so that's actually like an extra added little tidbit. It adds another grouping option for your statuses. I absolutely love the not started tasks group. So I totally turned that one on to be able to have that show up here. So we turned that on. I actually want to show you this because it is super powerful. So now we have, if we go in here into the statuses, the list settings, now we have this not started, where before we only had active and done, okay, which is not the same, right? Now we have this not started task, which is really cool. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to our ClickApps. Okay. So it's just an extra layer. If you use any Office 365 things, you can have these automatically basically appear inside of there. Same here with priority. Do you want it to have priority levels? Do you not want to use priority levels? Again, click learn more if you're not sure. Click create statuses. This is where you can easily just create a status without having to go over here on the left hand side and actually go into it. It looks like this little add status thing. I normally have those on too. I never use them, but I do normally have it on. I always forget I can do it the easy way. Relationships, this is a more advanced ClickApp. So think about it this way. All of these are a little bit more advanced. Like some of them are like more basic. Like we want to make sure we have subtasks, but like a lot of these are more advanced. So just kind of like, if you're not sure, ask questions in the comments because I can totally go more in depth in these if you want to. So relationships adds a new power set of features for relating tasks, docs, and more in ClickUp. So basically you can go into a task here. Let's just go in here. You can come up here in the 3 dots. And it's going to say relationships, and you can like relate this task. So develop a client onboarding process. Let's say you had a document that this was also right? Hey, look, ClickUp VIP week process. So we could probably link it to this one, and now it's going to show up here as a linked document. It's going to show up here as something simple, and we can literally look at this, and boom, there we go. Now they're linked to this, and that makes it like super simple to be able to find. So that's what that is all about. So let's go back to our ClickApps down here. So that's relationships. So this one is obviously a little bit more challenging. This one is remapping subtask due dates. So essentially all your subtask due dates should be before your parent task is due. So it's telling you if you change the due date on your parent task, is it going to change the subtask dates by the same amount? And you can have that. And you can even say, you can click this on even if everything is closed. Like I'm obviously, if it's all closed, the subtask's already done, like I'm not going to have it trigger it. So I would keep that off. But yeah, that's how you can have this. I have this on, but I don't always use this feature because I still need things due on the same time, like most of the time, if that makes sense. All right, the next ClickApp that we're going to look at is the reschedule dependencies. So if it's blocking a task due date, it's adjusted to be later. Okay, so a ClickBot will automatically remove the start and due date of the connected waiting on tasks by the same amount of time. So it kind of is the same idea as this remap, but it's based off of another task that it's kind of like linked to per se. Okay. All right, next one here is going to be your show status. So you see these little like pies. It kind of like shows you the status, the process of where it's at in to completion. Okay. Personally, I don't like them. We're gonna actually turn it off. I don't like the show status because I just have everything in color codes, and I like that better. I also use statuses in a different way than a lot of people, which is a more advanced concept. So we're not going to go into it today. Sprints. We're not even going to worry about sprints today. We're going to turn it off though. Same here. We're going to turn those off. Tags. You can add custom labels to tasks to organize and classify tasks. You can also search for tags and things like that. It's a more advanced concept as well. Threaded comments. Yes, you can, reply to a specific comment inside of a thread. We want to have that on. Time estimates. If you're keeping track of time, there's a whole bunch of extra things you can do here. More of an advanced concept. Same with these. Some of these are only available and not free anyway. So it's not really relevant. And same with the work in progress. This is definitely a higher grade of ClickApp. So let's go ahead and ask me if you have any questions specifically about any of those. Let me know, and I will be sure to answer those for you. But I hope that was super helpful for you to be able to see kind of like what each ClickApp does and where to find them to turn them on and off. And again, if you have any questions specifically about any of these, go ahead and put a comment down below, because it's going to be super helpful for me to be able to like kind of expand on the ones that you're like, I have questions on. So if you haven't checked out the rest of this beginner ClickUp series, go ahead and do so, as there are many videos, many videos. But if of course you have any questions, want a specific video for you, go ahead and comment, and I'll make sure you get notified when it's ready.